Pivot, heads up in case you pivot. I wouldn't stand right there in the ball.
Very good, very good.
Good. I thought the organization, the coaches did a great job of getting them organized, ready to go for practice. Obviously, the OTAs are part of what we do now, so there's a little bit more retention involved when you get to day one. I thought the guys moved around well. There's obviously going to be day one things that you got to see better. Day two, we'll get better at those, but I thought there was good retention from our OTAs and going forward.
Just to be out here and going, what does that mean to you guys officially?
I mean, you're playing the game now finally, you know. It's hard. It's hard in those OTAs. You're simulating. You're playing a lot of pretend ball, but you are getting a lot of stuff done. But it's just great to be out here on the field with the football, 11 on 11. You know, being able to work all the drills that you want to get to.
It's way early, but just Gio, what his development from last year
to
this year, what do you see?
I saw just another step from the bowl game, just continuing to be more and more comfortable with what he's got in front of him in terms of the calls, the defenses, the looks. You know, he saw some, pitches last year. He's going to see a heck of a lot more now with Carter and Dez having moved on. So he's, his learning curve and his repetition is going to, because he's getting so many repetitions, his learning curve is going to go up.
What stood out most to you about what you saw?
Sorry?
What stood out most to you about what you saw today?
Probably just the retention. Not a lot of, huge busts. Of course there's some busts and there's mistakes on days one because there's nervousness, but just overall being in the right place. And I thought the guys were trying to give great effort. I thought those are the two things that really just showed up is, we got great effort when the whistle, when the ball is snapped through the whistle, and we got a lot of retention in what we're doing. Some of the practice habits and things like that, just transition from drill to drill, we got to clean up, and that's familiarity, understanding, okay, it's about that time when the horn blows, I go here, but once the ball was snapped to the whistle, we were moving around. I was happy with that.
Devin Boyson, where's he at in recovery?
He's doing well. There's a battery of tests you have to go through, and one of his tests he went through last week and passed it with flying colors. So he's kind of hitting those landmarks or benchmarks as he goes. So he's doing well. He'll be back this summer. I've been told.
Saw Strickland at guard some with Carney at tackle. Yeah. Is that permanent, just experimental, and what do you like about working those guys there?
Well, I know what you're saying. We're always going to rep different people up there. There's nothing going to be permanent. We're going to try to find our best five. And to answer your question specifically, we're not going to just set. That's not our five that we're going to settle with spring. We're going to continue to rotate guys in at the guard position, tackle position, and then as you always know, in spring you don't have those signees in yet, and so you're always short a little bit of numbers.
It was very good. I feel like the energy was very high, and everybody's effort was there. I think we had a very good practice today.
Just to be back at it, how important is that? You do all the OTAs, but this is different.
Yeah, it's very different. Putting the helmet on, the pads, it just gives everybody a different feel, and it makes everybody ready to play football again. So I feel like the first day was very good. I think everybody was happy to be out here, and we had a good day today.
There's some newness, but then there's some familiarity too. How did that mix go for you?
At first everybody was kind of in a state of confusion, but I think we all, at the end of the day, we all knew what to do, and we knew what we had to do to be great. So.
It was smooth. We got some things we got to clean up, of course. We looked tough out there. We moved well. Everybody, we got to get a little better conditioning in. But we moved well. I think it was a good first day.
Just the difference between this spring and last spring for you?
For me, I guess moving up from the third string role to first string, got to learn behind Dez and Carter a lot, so it's a lot easier for me to see or knowing what's going on and stuff. Actually trying to help Jared. He was in the same shoes I was in last year, early enrolling, so just trying to be a leader in that department.
Did it feel more comfortable to you, and how good do you feel at that position and coming in as the number one guy?
I feel really comfortable. It's not like I understand. I get the whole I'm number one thing, but Bishop's a great player as well. He's trying to compete to be a starter as well. So, you still got to earn it every day, but I feel a lot more comfortable.
How do you feel like the team has handled this transition over the last few months? A lot of new faces, a lot of familiarity, but also a lot of new things as well. How do you think the team has responded?
I think the team responded well. I think all the transfers we've gotten has been really good, key pieces. I think we're going to Applewhite really well. I think we're moving well with him. Everyone's responding well to him, so I think that's good.
What are some things you've seen out of Jared? You said he was in the same shoes you were in. What have you seen out of him so far?
Jared's going to be a great player. He has a great arm. Guy gained some weight, skinny guy, but he's responding well. He wants to learn. He's been great learning with him, so I feel like he's going to be great.
Obviously a different experience from putting the helmet on and getting out here. Way different from OTA when we just had the jerseys on. It's a different feel and different intensity when we out here up top putting the helmets on.
You had kind of an interesting off season. Just talk through the process of deciding maybe to leave and then to come back, and Coach Wyndham taking over. It seemed like you were pretty happy about that.
Yeah, obviously with my head coach leaving and him firing my position coach, it was kind of wishy-washy of what I just decided to do. So I made a decision getting the portal, but then I realized my home is here. So he came back, and then found out my guy came back, and that made me even more excited. He got a bigger role, so I was excited about that.
Lost some guys on the defensive side from the starting. Just how good can this defense be? What did you see from it in spring?
Really just as far as we want to go, we got to push each other every day and notice that we're still a young team, and if we just grind it out, we'll be as good as we want to be.
There's a lot of seniors from last year's linebacker core gone. What did you learn from those guys, and how does it feel to be kind of, one of the leaders now?
They definitely helped me out. When I was young, they brought me up, and now I know so much more than I did when I was a freshman. And my job is to put it into the other freshmen that's coming in and the other young guys and bring them along with me so we can be great.
I think our effort was really good. That's how it is on day one. I think we're all competing, which we're in helmets. So I think we got to, with us, we got to stack days on days. So that's where we're at right now.
You're one of the few guys. There's 4 or 5 guys on the team that are on their 3rd head coach now. What's that like? I mean, not as much of a change this time, obviously, because most of them. But how's it been?
I mean, it's a little different. It's always a little different. Kind of get used to it. You don't really know what to expect every time you come out here, but I think with Coach Major, he kind of sets the table for us, tells us exactly what's going to happen, and that's what happens. So.
You went in the portal for a while and decided to come back. Just kind of what went into all of that, and the decision to come back. How do you feel about it?
If I'm being honest, the decision I came back was, Coach Womack. I was going to come play for him. He ended up leaving, and we hired Major, someone I trust. And then hiring Coach Wyndham, just made it even better. So that's where I'm at right now.